Shalom, and welcome to Lasting Legends of the Bible. My name is Mike Koplitz, and together we're going to open up the pages of the Scripture and take a look at the legends and the midrashes that have developed over the centuries by the rabbis and by the sages to help explain some of the things that we read inside of the Bible. It'll be a fascinating journey as we travel through the Bible, learning the legends and seeing how people around Yeshua's time understood the Hebrew Holy Scriptures. You will find this a fascinating journey as we go through the pages of the Bible. Thanks for joining me. This is the legend of Nimrod's dream. For 2 years, Abraham and Sarah had lived in the city of the Chaldeans. At the end of the 2 years, King Nimrod had a dream. And in his dream, he saw himself with his army moving through a valley and then arriving at the furnace into which Abraham had been cast. You have to go back a couple of legends and listen to the one about Abraham and the furnace. When he got to the furnace, a man who looked like Abraham came out of the furnace, came in front of Nimrod, and drew out a sword. Nimrod tried to escape, and here's the really interesting part of the legend. The man threw an egg at his head. Yes, a chicken egg. The egg broke, and a great river flowed forth from his head. In that river, all of the king's army were drowned. Nimrod tried to run away from the river, but suddenly the river changed into an egg again. From the egg, a little bird came out and perched itself on the head of Nimrod the king, and with its sharp beak plucked one of his eyes out. Nimrod woke up, was very greatly alarmed, summoned all of his wise men and his magicians to come in and tell him the meaning of this dream. Well, one of the magicians stood up and said, "O king, the interpretation of your dream, and you may not be pleased by this, but it's a true one. The little bird that pecked your eyes out was none other than Abraham, and the river wherein your men were drowned stands for the generations to come. There will come a time when the children of Abraham will have all of your land and take your possessions of the country. Know then, O king, that as long as the son of Terah is alive, you and your kingdom will not be safe." Just a reminder that Terah is the father, or was the father, of Abraham. The king, on hearing this interpretation, sent his servants to kill Abraham. Eliezer, the servant of Abraham, happened to be at the royal court at the time and heard the king's decree against Abraham. So he ran to Abraham and told him, "O master, escape at once, for a decree has been issued by the king that you be killed." Abraham ran to the house of Noah and Shem, where he remained in hiding a whole month. The king's messengers looked for Abraham high and low. They could not find him. He must be gone. Terah, Abraham's father, visited his son in this hiding place and said to him, "My son, it is time for us to escape from this city, so that your life may be spared from the hands of King Nimrod." And because of his good advice, God rewarded him, this is Terah, and prolonged his days, so that he could see Abraham's greatness and glory for 35 more years. Abraham listened to his father's advice, and he, together with his father, his wife Sarah, and his nephew Lot, departed from Haran. Thank you for listening to this legend from the Book of the Legends, Tales from the Talmud and Midrash. God bless and shalom.